My child, you thought you were behind. You watched others move ahead, find their place, build their lives, and you wondered, did I miss it? You looked at your own journey, all the delays, the pauses, the restarts, and it felt like failure. But I want you to hear me clearly. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. I took you the long way, on purpose. I saw what you couldn't. I saw what would have met you if you had arrived too soon. I saw the traps you didn't know were there. I saw the weight you weren't ready to carry. I saw the relationships that looked like blessings but would have broken you. So I covered you. I led you in circles not to confuse you, but to preserve you. I kept you in hidden places, not because I didn't love you, but because I loved you too much to lose you. You judged yourself by speed. You thought faster meant better. But I was never building you for fast. I was building you for endurance, for truth, for legacy. The people you admired may have reached their milestones quickly, but you were being shaped for something deeper, something that lasts. My child, when I prepare someone for something weighty, I take my time. You weren't wandering, you were being trained. You weren't overlooked, you were being refined. I don't rush what I want to last, and I want you to last. The long way wasn't punishment, it was protection. I didn't delay your life to frustrate you. I delayed what would have derailed you. I know it's hard to understand when you see others getting what you've been praying for, when they move forward with ease, and your path is filled with waiting, with detours, with silence. But you weren't being left out, you were being led differently. What felt like me saying no was actually me saying not yet. And what felt like a closed door was me standing guard, keeping danger on the other side. I didn't hold you back to watch you suffer. I held you back because I knew what you were carrying was too important to be dropped in the wrong season. You have no idea what I saved you from. The invitations you never received, the people who never stayed, the opportunities that slipped away. They weren't for you. If I would have given them to you, they would have distracted you, drained you, or destroyed the very thing I'm building inside you. My child, I wasn't slowing you down. I was shielding you. I was teaching you how to walk with me, not ahead of me. I was preparing your character for the weight of what's coming. You don't need the applause of speed, you need the strength of obedience. I didn't choose the long way to hurt you. I chose it because the short road couldn't hold your calling. What I've placed in you isn't fragile, but it needs time. And I love you too much to let you arrive too early and break under what I'm calling you to carry. I delayed what would have destroyed you too early. You wanted things to happen sooner, the relationship, the opportunity, the breakthrough. But I saw what you couldn't. I saw the pressure you weren't ready for. I saw the people whose words would have crushed your spirit. I saw how success given too soon would have fed your insecurity instead of healing it. So I waited. I waited not because you weren't worthy, but because I was guarding what I placed inside you. Sometimes what looks like rejection is actually rescue. Sometimes what feels like silence is divine shielding. I didn't let it happen yet because it would have happened before you were ready to carry it with peace, with clarity, with purpose. You asked me why I let things fall apart, but what if I let them fall apart because they weren't strong enough to hold what I'm building in you? What if the doors that closed were my hand, not against you, but for you? You weren't being denied. You were being developed. You weren't being punished. You were being prepared. I never said it would happen fast. I said it would happen right. And what's coming isn't small. That's why I had to take my time. I don't build monuments on unstable ground. I anchor purpose in deep soil. That's what I've been doing in you, digging deeper. So when the winds come, you won't be shaken. When the blessing comes, it won't break you, because you won't just be gifted. You'll be grounded. You compared yourself, but I've set you apart. You looked at their timelines, their progress, their achievements, and quietly wondered if I forgot about you. You measured your worth by how much faster others seemed to move. But I never called you to match their pace. I called you to walk with me. And my path for you was never meant to look like theirs. You weren't overlooked. You were intentionally set apart for something sacred. Comparison is a thief. It steals your peace, your clarity, your gratitude. It blinds you to what I'm doing in you because you're too busy watching what I'm doing in them. But their race is not your race. Their purpose is not your purpose. I'm not preparing you for their finish line. I'm preparing you for your own. And I need you to stop apologizing for being different. I made you that way. I made you slower in some seasons so you could go deeper in others. I made your process more hidden because your calling will be more lasting. Stop chasing their timing. Start trusting mine. You are not late. You are being led. You are not falling behind. You are falling into alignment. Every delay, every detour, every moment you felt unseen was me carving out something personal between us. Don't despise being set apart. It's not isolation. It's consecration. I'm not withholding your promise. I'm preserving your soul. Because when I release you fully, you won't just shine. You'll carry my glory. And that's why I set you apart. They got there faster, but you'll go deeper. You've seen others arrive at milestones that you're still waiting for. They found the relationship. They stepped into the role. They reached a level you've prayed for, and part of you smiled for them. But another part felt the sting of delay. You asked, why not me? Why not now? But I never measured your journey by speed. I measured it by depth. What I'm building in you isn't just for display, it's for impact. And impact requires roots. You could have had what they had. I could have given it to you. But I saw your hunger for more than the surface. I saw your desire for meaning, not just motion. So I took you the slow way, the deeper way. I let you sit in places that didn't make sense. I let you feel the discomfort of waiting, not to hurt you, but to stretch you. Because when you finally step into what I've prepared, you won't just be ready to receive it. You'll be ready to carry it, protect it, and multiply it. Don't envy their arrival. You don't know what they skipped to get there. You don't know what it cost them, and you don't know what storms their foundations can't handle. But you've been built differently. You've been built to withstand, built to last. You'll go deeper, and because of that, you'll go further. The wait wasn't a waste. It was preparation for a purpose that reaches beyond you. That's why I didn't let you get there fast, because I'm sending you somewhere lasting. You weren't forgotten. You were preserved. I didn't leave you behind. I covered you. While others were being seen, celebrated, and invited forward, I had my hand over your life like a shield. Not because you were unworthy, but because you were valuable. Too valuable to be exposed too early. Too sacred to be mishandled by people who weren't meant to carry your heart. You thought the silence meant I was distant, but silence doesn't mean absence. Sometimes it means shelter. You felt invisible, but invisibility isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's protection. I hid you in plain sight. You walked through rooms where you were overlooked, and I allowed it. Not to crush your confidence, but to guard your calling. Not everyone deserves access to you in your becoming. Not every platform is preparation. Some would have praised your gifts and poisoned your soul. Some would have embraced your light and then drained your joy. So I hid you. I preserved you. Because you matter that much to me. My child, if you only knew what I held back to preserve your purpose. If you only saw the doors I didn't let you walk through because they would have caged you. I've never forgotten you. I've never once let you slip out of my sight. Every moment of waiting has been an act of love. Every delay has been a layer of protection. You weren't buried. You were planted. And now, what I preserved is getting ready to bloom. Not in fragments, not in fear, but in fullness. I didn't hide you to harm you. I hid you to shape you. You thought I was holding you back, but I was holding you close. I tucked you into seasons that felt invisible, so I could deal with what others couldn't see. Your heart, your identity, your trust. You wanted elevation, but I needed to build foundation. You wanted open doors, but I needed to heal hidden wounds. Because I love you too much to let you rise while still bleeding inside. There were things I had to undo before I could release you. Lies you believed about yourself. Habits you thought were normal. Expectations that weren't yours to carry. If I had exposed you too soon, the pressure would have broken what I was still healing. So I covered you. I slowed things down. I let you feel the quiet not because I wasn't moving, but because I was working beneath the surface, where no one else could see, but where it mattered most. Shaping isn't always loud. Sometimes it happens in the stillness, in the waiting, in the places where nothing seems to be changing, yet everything is. You thought you were stuck, but you were being sculpted. You thought you were forgotten, but I was focused. I saw what I was forming in you, and soon the shape I've carved will fit the assignment I've prepared. Not rushed, not fragile, but whole, steady, and ready. I didn't hide you to limit you. I hid you to make sure when you rise, you stay. The things that didn't work out were never meant to. You thought it was failure. You thought you missed something. But what didn't stay, what didn't grow, what didn't open, it was never part of the story I wrote for you. You prayed for doors that I had to close. You cried over people I had to remove. You questioned the silence when I was actually answering with mercy. Not every opportunity was sent by me. Not every connection was meant to last. Some things I let fall apart because if they stayed, they would have unraveled you. You saw closed doors as rejection, but I saw them as rescue. You saw it as something lost. I saw it as something redirected. I'm not in the business of wasting time. I don't take without restoring. I don't remove without purpose. I'm not punishing you. I'm protecting the assignment on your life. There were things you asked me to fix that I chose to end. Because healing sometimes looks like letting go, not holding tighter. Trust what didn't work. Trust what ended. Trust what didn't feel fair. If it was meant for you, nothing could have taken it. And if it wasn't, no amount of striving would have made it right. I am not late. I am intentional. And when I say no, it's never to hurt you. It's to make room for what truly belongs. You haven't failed. You've been filtered. And what remains after the letting go is exactly what I'm getting ready to build on. What looked like detours were divine training grounds. You thought you got off track. You thought you missed your moment. But every curve, every delay, every wrong turn was part of my plan to develop what you didn't know you'd need. I was preparing your character while you were focused on outcomes. I was building endurance while you were chasing clarity. You saw detours, I saw discipleship. I was never taking you in circles. I was strengthening your spirit. You didn't waste time. You built weight. Every unanswered prayer taught you to trust me, not outcomes. Every closed door trained your discernment. Every disappointment forced you to dig deeper, listen harder, surrender more fully. That wasn't wandering. That was wisdom in the making. I allowed the wilderness not to punish you, but to teach you how to walk with me when there's no map. Because what I'm preparing you for will require faith that isn't built in comfort. Stop resenting the path I used to prepare you. It wasn't punishment. It was a proving ground. I trained you in silence so you'd hear my whisper in the noise. I trained you in stillness so you wouldn't be shaken by movement. I trained you in hidden places so you wouldn't be defined by platforms. You weren't behind, you were being equipped. And when the time comes, what you learned in the detour will carry you farther than any shortcut ever could. When I say now, nothing can stop it. All the waiting, all the wondering, all the delays, they end when I speak. I know you've questioned if it's too late. I know you've looked around and thought your moment has passed. But I'm not governed by time. I created it. I'm not limited by what's been missed. I redeem. What took years to build in the natural, I can release in a moment. What you thought would never happen, I can unfold with one word. You haven't missed your window. You've been moving in mine. And I will not let anything or anyone keep you from what I've ordained. Not fear, not failure, not even your own doubts. When I say now, doors open that were never supposed to open. When I say now, the opportunities that ignored you come searching for you. When I say now, favor overtakes delay, and grace moves faster than regret. My child, don't try to force what I haven't spoken into motion, but don't fear when I do. You won't have to manipulate it, beg for it, or chase it. My hand will make a way that no striving could ever produce. I didn't take you the long way just to leave you at the edge. I brought you here for a reason. And when I say it's time, nothing in this world, not even your past, will be able to close what I open. Watch, the now is coming, and it will be undeniable. You didn't miss it. You're right on time. I know it doesn't feel that way. I know you've watched years pass and milestones slip by and wondered if something went wrong. But what I planned for you was never about fitting into someone else's calendar. It was about transforming you into someone who could carry the weight of what's coming. You haven't been running late, you've been growing deeper. And now, what I've prepared and what I've promised are aligning. You didn't mess it up. You didn't take too many detours. You didn't wait too long. I factored in every moment of doubt, every delay, every stumble, and I still say, you're on time. The enemy tried to convince you that you missed your destiny. But destiny isn't something you can miss when you walk with me. I redeem time. I restore years. I turn what the world calls wasted into wisdom, strength, and testimony. Nothing is lost in my hands. My child, don't rush, don't panic, just stay with me. The reason others may seem ahead is because I wrote your story differently, not lesser, not later, just different, and divinely timed. And when it unfolds, it won't feel like you're trying to catch up. It will feel like you were never behind at all. Because I was never late, and neither are you. You're right on time, for breakthrough, for healing, for doors to open, for purpose to rise. This moment didn't pass you by, it's just beginning. This is the season everything starts to make sense. The pain, the pauses, the prayers that felt unanswered, they were never wasted. I've been weaving every thread together, quietly, patiently, faithfully. And now you're standing on the edge of clarity. The things that once broke you will now become the reason you're strong. The moments that confused you will become confirmation. What didn't make sense back then is starting to speak now. Not through explanation, but through transformation. You are not who you were when this journey began. You're wiser, softer in the right places, stronger in the places that matter. You've stopped chasing what glittered and started listening for what's real. You've stopped performing and started healing, and that was the point. It was never just about where I was taking you. It was about who you were becoming along the way. And now, as the road opens and the waiting lifts, you'll walk differently. Not with fear, but with knowing. The long way wasn't punishment. It was protection. It was preparation. It was promise in disguise. I took you that way not to waste time, but to fill it with meaning. And now, as I unfold what's next, you won't just receive it. You'll recognize it. You'll see my fingerprints on everything, on the delays that protected you, on the redirections that saved you, on the quiet seasons that anchored you. You'll see that I was there the whole time. And when you look back, you won't wish it happened faster. You'll thank me that it happened my way.